Welcome back to the channel, everyone. CryptoTakeOver here, coming back with a Bitcoin cryptocurrency video for you today. We got 3 articles we're going to look over, take a look at the charts. Bitcoin sitting right at about 34,600, right underneath 34,700. We did have a nice little pump to the upside, and we're going to take a look at the charts here in a second. But first and foremost, let's take a look at the articles for cryptocurrency block reward halvings to look out for in 2021. So yeah, you know, a lot of these other cryptocurrencies do have halving rewards or halving reductions that they do, just like Bitcoin too as well. So we'll take a look at that list here in a second. And then we have an article here by CoinDesk. First mover don't like 34K Bitcoin, stellar Litecoin yet to conquer old highs. So it looks like we got some altcoins to look at today too as well with this article. And then last but not least, we have Tether, just a scam or to enrich Bitcoin investors. So we're going to take a look at this article too as well, talk about Tether and see, you know, what this article may be pointing towards when it comes to the stable coin too as well. So with that being said, let's go ahead and cue that intro and get started. All right, if this is your first time on the channel, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that way y'all can be updated every single cryptocurrency video that we make on this channel, and share it with your friends and family too if you find that interesting. All right, taking a look at our 2021 block halvings, we have Verge on the first list here. So I guess Verge is going to be doing a block halving. Let's see when this is to occur. Set to undergo a halving on January 25th. When its chain reaches a block height of 4,700,000. At this point, the current reward 200 XVG, which is issued every 30 minutes, will be cut to 100 XVG. So obviously, you know, with a lot of these block halvings, it definitely reduces the amount that is able to be mined or minted when it comes to some of these tokens too as well. So I don't know much about Verge, but we can also keep an eye on it too as well. If you're a Verge holder, definitely comment down below. Let me know what you think of the block halving coming up for Verge. Tomo Chain's halving will occur on the February 7th, when the number 2 Tomo coins issued yearly will be reduced to 2 million to 100 million, or to 1 million, 2 million to 100 to 1 million. All right, so yeah, Tomo Chain, also really don't know much about it, to be honest, but maybe y'all can inform me as an audience about some of these, you know, halving rewards that are going to be reduced as well in 2021. So we have one on January 25th and the other one February 7th. Now, if they perform just like Bitcoin, usually after the halving rewards take place, or after they get cut in half, usually these coins like to pump too. So this might be a good, excellent trade setup for you too as well, if you do read charts for the most part. But you know, we have 2 more coins here. Let's take a look. We got Vertcoin. Vertcoin is a block halving reward scheduled for December 8th. All right, so that's not until a while actually, at which point the number of BTC issued to miners will reduce from 25 to 12.5 per block. Vert was forked from Litecoin itself, a Bitcoin fork, in 2014. Okay, cool. So ASIC resistance miners. All right, so if you're a Vertcoin holder, definitely keep a lookout for December 3rd in 2021, which is still a few months away, but you know, that's going towards till the end of the year. A lot can happen until then, but we're gonna see how 2021 goes and just kind of go with the flow on things. You know, I guess that's what you kind of got to do nowadays. So and last but not least, we have Ravencoin is scheduled to take place in January of 2022 actually. Ravencoin's first block reward halving is just 12 calendar months away, and we'll see the insurance rate cut from 5,000 RVN to 2,500 RVN per block. So if y'all are any holders of these coins, definitely mention it down below. That way you can inform the audience that's watching this video right now a little bit more about these coins that are being mentioned here in our in our Cointelegraph article here too as well. So let's jump on over into our next article here. What do we have going on? First mover don't like $34,000 Bitcoin, stellar Litecoin yet to conquer old highs. So yeah, we have had some nice performances when it comes to some of these alts too as well, especially some of the alts that have been around for a while. Their Bitcoin's rally has lost some steam. Many traders are still in a bullish mood and shifting to alternative cryptocurrencies known as altcoins, which prices have yet to clear all-time highs from the years past. All right, and what do we have down here? Market moves as Bitcoin, Ether seem to be retreating from recent highs. The high performance of cryptocurrency traders, investors are now turning to alternative tokens, other are often referred to as altcoins for returns. All right, and what do they mention down here? But other cryptocurrencies and digital assets, such as Stellar Lumens, is down maybe 0.24%, and Litecoin down 0.62%. Are still far from setting new records. One takeaway might be that they might have further to run, CoinDesk Mio Shen reported Tuesday. Altcoins are surging in ways that we have not seen recently in 2017. Andrew Tu, an executive at quant firm Efficient Frontier, told Shen, it's possible, of course, that some entry-level investors viewing Bitcoin's $34,000 price-ish, what is a small spot utility vehicle cost, are unaware the large cryptocurrency can be bought in minute fractions. So yeah, maybe if you're new into crypto, you don't know that you can be buying fractions of a Bitcoin. I'm not too sure why investors would, or if you're even thinking about getting into the crypto space, why you would not know that. So yeah, definitely some interesting stuff here when it comes to some of the alts. We'll definitely take a look at that. But yeah, it does seem that BTC may be a little too hot for some of the investors right now, and they could be looking at getting into some of these smaller cap altcoins too as well, such as Litecoin or Stellar. So we have a tweet down here, a few reasons why 42K was almost certainly not the peak for Bitcoin, not real peak in trading volumes, not enough volatility. Sell-off may have been triggered by tech issues at Coinbase, natural place for profit taking. And yeah, there you got it. It's basically 2 times since the 2017 peak. So yeah, we've definitely put in a 2x high from 2017 as well. So yeah, folks, let's take a look at the charts without, well, we got one more. And lo and behold, who is this that we're talking about? We're talking about Tether. Tether, is it a scam? Well, that's up to your own prerogative. But consumers who invested in crypto assets should be prepared to lose all their money. The UK Financial Conductor Authority warned cryptocurrency investors on Monday. That message came amid an 11% decline in price of Bitcoin, an industry premier asset whose value had tripled the last 3 months. But it's a warning that might also apply to holders of cryptocurrency that's supposed to be one of the pillars of the inventive financial systems. Tether, the third most widely held coin by value, Ethereum is second, is unique among its peers. It's a market built largely on speculation. Tether is a stable coin pegged to the dollar 1-to-1 ratio. Tether helps provide liquidity, blah, blah, blah. But the question that hounds Tether is it subject to investigation by New York Attorney's General Office, and whether or not, yeah, actually, okay. So, you know, it's just speculation still, I believe, but obviously Tether's coming back up in the news ever since, I believe, the XRP had their SEC issue too as well, and then possibly SEC maybe wanting to go after Tether next. So, you know, I've never really been much of a person to move money in and out of Tether, but there are other stable coins that are regulated enough to where I feel that they are safe, such as USDT. I mean, TUSD, which is True USD, and then USDC. I believe those are a little bit more regulated. So if you are interested in getting into stable coins instead of Tether, because Tether, there's a little unsurety when it comes to this market too as well. When it comes to Tether, you can definitely check out those other 2 stable coins that I mentioned. But yeah, let me know what y'all think. Are y'all in Tether? Or do y'all swap in and out of Tether? I know some exchanges only use Tether to swap in and out of, and no other stable coins. So yeah, let me know what y'all think about Tether too as well, if you're a fan of Tether or not, or if you think that they're gonna end up going down the drain pipe possibly. And that could be another black swan event for Bitcoin too. It's just something that we have to keep an eye on too, is that if Tether is to go under, it could affect the markets, but it's not going to kill off the markets. We have a good feeling about that, that Bitcoin will find its way to still stay afloat. Same with the other cryptocurrencies too as well. All right, so with that being said, folks, let's jump on over into the charts and get started over here. All right, so taking a look at Bitcoin sitting right now at about $34,700, and right now we're seeing a nice little green trend line break here on our 30-minute time frame. So we did get a trend line break finally. We haven't quite made it up to our top trend line, but it does look like we are more or less trying to get up there. 30-minute on Cipher B, definitely showing nice movement to the upside here with money flow. So still people are maybe wanting to take profit, a little unsurety in this market right now too, as well as Bitcoin kind of consolidates out to the side. What we could end up doing here is maybe draw some type of trend line. We already had our bottom one drawn out. We got a little, somewhat of a symmetrical triangle forming here. But on the broader spectrum, I would say if we zoom out here on our 45-minute and maybe even our hour, I think we did have somewhat of a bigger triangle formation being setting up here on our 45-minute chart too as well. And as you can see, we have our green trend line here and our purple trend line here, and we could end up consolidating all the way out. Now this trend line consolidate, or these two trend lines in symmetrical triangle consolidate all the way out until the end of January. So yeah, then we could see another big move from Bitcoin. But right now it looks like Bitcoin is definitely in a consolidation phase as of right now, ever since its recent 26% sell off here. And so now we're just kind of getting a little bit of a break as Bitcoin kind of takes a breather, and then we'll have to see where we end up recovering to. Cipher B on the 45-minute also making a nice little recovery here on the Cipher B charts. So if y'all are wondering what indicator this is, we use the market cipher indicator by CryptoFace, and alongside with the TI sequential by Tone Bays and the market guide buy and sell signal. So our market cipher is our bread and butter on this channel. If you want to pick up that indicator, there's links in the description box below, and you also help support the channel by purchasing market cipher using the link below too as well. So yeah, great Discord community. CryptoFace is a big supporter of the channel too as well. He's helped us out by helping us grow here on the channel, giving us shout outs too. So shout out to CryptoFace, man. I hope you get your channel back. I guess he had a strike or something from one of his lives, and I'm sure he'll get it back. He's been doing a lot of other interviews with people like BitBoy and I think Joe Saz. When it comes to being on the interwebs and us still being able to communicate with them. All right, so let's keep on zooming out here. I just kind of want to get a broader perspective. Looking at the 90-minute time frame, no sign of a huge recovery here yet with money flow on the 90-minute, but we'll definitely want to start to wait till this starts to move back to the upside, and then possibly see another move back up above our logarithmic chart. I would say that we really want to get above our logarithmic chart here. This is one of our log fib levels. So if we zoom out into our higher time frames, we can see how these fib levels are kind of drawn out here. But this is basically our rainbow chart pattern from Bitcoin's birth to where it's at now. And then with the fib levels here to kind of correlate with the growth of Bitcoin too. So let's take a look at the 2 hours, see where we're at. 2 hour Cipher B still kind of showing a little bit of momentum to, money flow to the downside too as well. Now we are starting to see these trigger waves kind of form. If we go back to our 90-minute, we can also see how these trigger waves are starting to form here on these mid time frames. So if we zoom in on Cipher B, we can see anchor wave here, trigger wave here. And now we're just waiting for the money flow to kind of correlate with those anchors and trigger waves too as well. Let's move into our 3 hour and then possibly our 4 hour. Same thing, anchor trigger wave. We want our money flow to be headed in that same direction. It hasn't quite happened for us just yet. Taking a look at the 4 hour chart. 4 hour chart, money flow is still kind of headed in a downward trajectory. So we are starting to see a little inconsistencies with the charts, but the more that our lower time frames start to recover and start to move back into that green money flow, then we'll start to see these mid time frames kind of level out too as well. We want to see multiple signs before we start to, before we become a little bit more confident in this market too as well. 6 hour chart, man. And so that's when we start to see these higher time frames really just kind of line up for us with money flow wise at least, and momentum waves starting to kind of find a little bit of a bottom here. But you can see that our money flow here on the 6 hour still looking relatively juicy for the most part. So I wouldn't be too scared. We could possibly draw some type of symmetrical triangle here too as well. When it comes to Bitcoin, we'll get rid of that price target for right now, and we'll kind of get a reference here of where Bitcoin maybe wants to break out of this here in the near term future. So yeah, some type of symmetrical triangle that could be being formed here, and then making one move to one direction or the other. We'll just kind of have to see how this wants to play out. And let's keep zooming out here on our 12 hour time frame and get a little bit of a reference. Money flow still looking relatively good. And this was also another key time frame that we were kind of keeping a close eye on. The 10 hour, the 12 hour, Cipher B giving us a nice little trigger wave back to the upside here too as well. So if we start to see a green dot on some of these kind of higher time frames, that'll definitely be a nice little bullish push for Bitcoin to the upside. Taking a look at the daily here. Daily is still kind of showing a little bit of sell pressure. VWAP's kind of moving out to the side. So now we just want to see our VWAP on the daily start to clip back to the upside, and then possibly expect a green dot here when it comes to Bitcoin on the daily chart. So with that being said, folks, let's go over to our dominance chart. Just kind of reference the dominance chart, see where we're at here. Dominance chart still kind of moving sideways too as well. We could possibly draw some more trend lines here for us on the dominance chart. Yeah, and we're probably expecting some kind of big break here relatively soon with Bitcoin from one direction to the other. Now, I don't think we're going to get back up to 40,000 just yet. But if we do have a nice break here from one direction to the other, we could start to see higher numbers with Bitcoin. If we are to break lower with Bitcoin, moving back to our Bitcoin charts here, let's take a look at the 2-hour chart. You know, if we see a bearish break here, right now we're retesting this top trend line here, and that could definitely give us a nice move past this logarithmic chart, maybe into the $36,000 area, $37,000 area. If we are to see a break to the downside, we would want to see a break below $33,000, and then maybe retest this trend line down here at about $31,000 or so. So I say low 30K, 31,000 possibly. If we are to break high, looking at 36, 37,000 possibly too as well. And let's go over to the fiat chart, see what's going on over here. Taking a look at fiat on the higher time frames, taking a look at the daily first. You know, we did have this nice little price pump when it comes to the dollar index value too as well. Finding some resistance here, as you can see with our green trend line acting as resistance, our 21 EMA also acting as resistance here on our daily chart. If we find a rejection here, you can also see on Cipher B that our VWAP is kind of headed to the downside. This looks more or less like a tight momentum wave that's going to get some rejection here at our 0 pivot point, and possibly send us back down a little bit lower. So inauguration is coming up. By all means, it's going to probably get wild. So we could definitely see the dollar kind of collapse here too, once again on our daily chart. So yeah, let's take a look at Bitcoin, and let's look at Litecoin just to end it off with. Taking a look at Litecoin here on the daily chart, we are starting to see recovery on our VWAP, possibly getting ready to put in a tight momentum wave to the upside here too as well on our daily chart. Taking a look at our 10-hour chart, we are starting to see a bullish divergence here on our daily chart too as well, ready to move back to the upside with the green dot. And now we're probably going to want to see a push above our 21 EMA on our 10-hour, 12-hour chart. We're starting to see a little bit of a squeeze here on these lower time frames. 6-hour chart, probably wanting to push back up above the 21 EMA right at about 150. And so we'll start to see that maybe happen out here with Litecoin too as well. But I think that's going to do it for today, folks. If y'all want to join us in our Patreon page, learn about some of our altcoins that we're getting into on the daily, then join us over in Patreon. If you want to subscribe and join us paying with crypto, message me in Discord or send me an email, and I'll look forward to responding to you there. But with that being said, folks, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that way y'all can be updated every single video that we make on this channel. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one. CTO signing out. Peace.